Everyone has different types of intelligence and levels of affinity for each one. Mine are kinesthetic and naturalistic, meaning that I learn more effectively by doing. People with kinesthetic and naturalistic learning are inspired by nature, they love to be outdoors, and spend time where they can touch, feel, and be active. Nature is my innate habitat, and I feel connected to it because it gives me feelings of excitement, joy, peace, and calmness. My approach to nature is through trying to understand living things, to appreciate their beauty, and conserve what I most deeply care for. As a young age, I enjoyed playing under the rain, climbing trees, creating my own natural gadgets, and using my imagination in all kinds of adventures. But my parents wanted to provide me with more nature experiences beside our family campouts. So they signed me up to a Scouts program when I was only 5 years old. Since then, I visited lakes, rivers, mountains, forests, and all of those breathtaking wild places helped change the way I see the world today. But these days, all I hear is the tragic impact our actions are having on planet Earth. It hurts me to know that billions of tons of waste are filling our ocean, that thousands of species increasingly enter the endangered species list, and hundreds of people experience hunger every day. But we need to hear about the environmental crisis, because we are the environmental crisis. We are causing oceans to become more acidic and warmer, which is causing ocean bleaching and disrupting the aquatic food chain. We have converted massive amounts of grasslands, wetlands, and forests to human use. And lastly, we use the atmosphere as a dumping ground of carbon emissions. According to the report in the American Mind, 70% of Americans believe that climate change is happening. However, only 38% of them believe it's harming them now. The source of the climate problem is not just our waste, technology, or economy. Rather, the source of this dilemma is our beliefs and values that define our purposes. We cannot afford to fall back into the convenient and lazy mindset that technology and policy will fix the climate problem for us. So, instead of viewing nature as a simple resource for our own benefit, let's try and find ways to see the value it possesses beyond human utility. The environmental crisis is inherent in everything we believe and do. How will we change the face of this reality? Our role in this change has to be proactive. I have made a decision to stand up for change. And to be a change maker, one has to be willing to challenge conventions, even when it's uncomfortable to do so. Having said this, recently I attended a youth leadership program where I volunteered to serve at the refreshments table. And all I saw was being used with plastic plates, plastic utensils, plastic straws, and even single-use water bottles. So I realized that adults were always comfortable with what they use, plastic, and it hurt me to know that it was being used without knowing the precaution. So I went up to them and told them about using eco-friendly materials in the future and how it can help to spread awareness and stop the behaviors of climate change. If we can all be leaders like this and change situations and lead behaviors that will stop global warming in any situation, we may still have hope. What do you do with the problem? Do you worry about it? Do you ignore it? Or do you simply run and hide away from it? Because the longer the problem is avoided, the bigger it gets, right? So, when it is not possible to fix a problem, adaptation is the next solution. Nature and humans have been resilient for the past of the hundreds of thousands of years. And I believe that we can do it now too. Let's look at these days and the evening as opportunities to grow and learn. Because it takes courage to face change. And we already have to be brave enough to face reality. Everything is connected with everything else. We share the world with more than 8 million species of plants and animals. And what affects one part of it affects all the other parts. Our health depends on the health of the earth, and the health of the earth depends on us. As Baden-Powell, the founder of the Scout movement, once said, "Leave this world a little better than you found it." So, as I prepared for this talk, I reflected on scouting and what it has meant to me. I grew up hearing words such as ecosystem, biodiversity, wildlife, endangered species, climate awareness, and of course, global warming. So I realized the need for and the benefit of conserving these ideas. Scouts join in with conservation programs and environmental projects in their home communities. There's in the world an average of 2.3 million Boy Scouts, and I'm one of them. These are just small examples of acting locally to protect biodiversity, wildlife, and endangered species. But every action counts. I believe that each and every one of us can make a big difference in this wild world. Climate change is a matter of individual choices. I choose to try my best because I feel that the environment is my home, and yours too. When I do the right thing, I like to imagine myself as some sort of hero, perhaps, because our planet needs heroes. Heroes like David Simon Jackson, whose persistence and bravery saved the extinction of the North American black bear. Or Boyan Slat, a young Dutch youth who started a passive invention cleanup to get rid of the floating trash in the oceans. There are many inspirational stories out there of perseverance and bravery and how a single voice can make a big difference. We can be the voice for rivers, oceans, sea reefs, glaciers, forests, deserts, inspiring new generations to take action on climate change. You can do anything if you set your mind to. My parents keep telling me this, and it's true. For me, home is the environment that protects and nourishes me, and all the air, water, and animals that live there too. It is my time to give back, and it is yours too. In the words of John F. Kennedy, the great French marshal once asked his gardener to plant a tree. And the gardener said, "Why plant it? It won't flower for 100 years. So in that case, the great French marshal said, "Plant it this afternoon." Thank you.